Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ma. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ma. Jai Shri Ram. You're a mother. You were living in a community.
Anarchist village, I call it. People like to believe it's a utopic community, a rainbow village, but I just call it an anarchist village.
And then what happened there? Wasn't it just peace and love?
I think there's nowhere just peace and love. We are not there yet. Humanity is not there yet. To run away.
Yeah.
Practically, yes.
Why?
Because I dared to ask the Spanish state for my rights, for the money that the children were entitled to. And I didn't like it because I'm Romanian, because I'm an anarchist. They just put pressure. They treated me bad. They asked me if I don't like the treatment, why I don't go back to Romania, including the psychologist. And finally, they managed to send me away by trying to take the children away from me. It was quite a traumatic experience, to be honest. I was doing all the right things, all they asked for. They had all the papers in order, they were going to school. I tried to to combine the two realities for them to have access to both and be able to choose later on. But I realized I made a mistake. I should have just stayed in the forest with the children. Yes. I tried my best to be a good citizen, but even like that, it didn't work. They ignored me and the children for 7 years, never told us anything of our rights, what money we could get from the state as a support. The money that you get every month for each child, which is a small amount of money, but it still makes a difference. You can buy a bit more food or whatever, no? I didn't beg for them to help me pay the gas, pay the electricity, because I didn't have to pay anything of this. I had fresh water from the spring, we had solar energy, we had enough money for food, but the children need this and that. They have requests that I could not cover every time. Even if they had clothes and toys and books, I usually bought things from secondhand shops and from the flea markets. People always donate among them whenever a family, the children grow and they have things left, that they will pass it to another family with smaller children. So they never missed all these things. Considering the girls were going to school, I said they are entitled to this amount of money every month. And after 7 years, during coronavirus, the father of the children could not make as much money as before. I said, okay, I can... Okay, love. Okay, at this point I said I can ask for this money. But once I asked for the money, they either tried to take the children away, give them to the state, because this is the agenda, or send me back home to Romania. They said in order to keep the children, I have to show that I'm a functional person. First, she claimed I was dysfunctional, emotionally unstable, and she was claiming this while she was shouting at me, like screaming her brains out that I was emotionally unstable. And I found it a bit ironic, considering that it was not me the one screaming. So yeah, in order to keep my children, she asked me to prove that I was a functional person, which meant leave my house that I was paying nothing for and start paying rent. Besides, she claimed I was emotionally unstable and depressed, and until I'm better, I should pass the custody to the fathers and start paying alimentary pension to them, even if I explained to her that I never got the alimentary pension from the guys. Now the solution for me to be better was to give my rights as a mother and start paying the fathers. Something that you don't even know how to react to, Really, I was looking into her eyes, wondering, is this like a candid camera
Yeah.
kind of thing, no?
Yeah.
And all this time she just mocked me, she laughed in my face. And one of the things she asked me to do was to work in the hottest months in summer in Spain, this now in the south of Spain, to work for the town hall cleaning the streets in July and August when the children are in holiday. Besides this 45 degrees, and she even said that if I don't accept the job, I'm fucked. She looked into my eyes and she said, if you don't accept the job, you are fucked. But in the meantime, I was also supposed to move out of Beneficio to solve whatever other things. And it sounded like, okay, it's almost impossible. I'm one person, I cannot do everything in the same time. I cannot move out of Beneficio and work in Cañar and drive all the way up without a car. There's no bus that takes you there. So it was just like this kind of impossible mission, while she was still not offering me any financial support. So I was supposed to pay rent, to pay the fathers, and still she was not willing to give me any money, no? Not the money for the children, not any kind of support. So yes, how do you do that? At one point I got a job. I was almost hired in a restaurant in Orhiva, in Pizza and Love, and she found out that I'm getting a job, and she asked me, then while you work, who are you gonna leave the children with? I said, with the father. We're in Beneficio? No, it's not good. It's not good enough. And I said, then if I cannot get a job, how do I pay the rent? Don't give me money. I cannot work because you don't allow me to work practically, but you want me to prove to you that I'm a functional person and I can pay rent. How does that work?
Who denied you to get that job? The employee of the
The
restaurant?
social assistant,
Oh,
the same woman,
oh my.
the same psychopath, really.
Really?
Sociopath, psychopath, call her whatever you want. And besides, what she did while I was waiting for the employer to call me for a trial, she went to the restaurant and told him that I had problems with them, and the guy never called.
It's sabotage.
Sabotage all the way. Another thing she did that I found it very, very interesting. She claimed that she wanted to help the father of the children because of his physical condition. So she forced me, while shouting once again, screaming at me, that I have to claim in papers that the children live with him, all three of them, even if he was not a legal tutor of the big daughter. And initially they accused me of abandoning her. When I went for 2 weeks out of the province, she accused me of abandoning her with the stepfather, who's not a legal tutor in papers. Now she was forcing me to claim that she lives with him, okay, and the other two children that are his. And what she did was, finally, I didn't agree with putting all three of them because I knew there's a trick there. I realized there's something fishy about it. So I put in papers that his two children live with him, and I kept the big daughter with me, that she lives with me in Cañar. Few months later, she went to the house of the father to take the children away because the house was not good enough.
Yeah, I even seen the house. The house is definitely good enough for a kid
They
to
even
grow.
had a
So,
water heater, they had everything they needed. The house was good enough, and they
yeah,
were not paying rent. That's the problem.
yeah.
They were not paying the taxes. When people from Granada came, 11 people came to take Ariane from the father's house.
Yeah, but wasn't it like a personal vendetta?
It was a bit of a
Someone.
personal vendetta because she didn't like me from the beginning. I have to
Yeah.
sue the bitch. She starting this mind game, including asking me who were the men that I walk with on the street, trying to insinuate I was a prostitute, because that's what she thinks about Romanian women, I guess. No, limited,
You're not.
limited perception.
You're not a prostitute.
To go to ask them for help, in the end, it's me sabotaging myself. I should have just stayed in the forest, drink the spring water, eat malva and whatever else, and fuck the system. My conclusion. I tried my best to be part of it. I would have loved to move around, to be honest. I would have loved to move around with the children, to have a nomadic lifestyle and to say fuck you all. But I was there, a good mama and a good citizen, and serving and cooking and cleaning all day long. But that was not good enough. The moment I tried to change reality for myself a little bit, it was everything collapsed. It's the first time in 7 years that I went out of the province without the children. It's actually the first time that I left without the children anywhere. I was always with them. But at this point, because I could not find a job in Orhiva, I went on the farm of a friend 400 kilometers away to work for 3 weeks or 1 month in total. 2 weeks later, they found out from school that I'm not there and that the children are with the father. And they accused me of abandoning the children. Even if I called them back straight away and I said, I'm working, I'm trying to make money because I have no money at this point. And this is the only way. I found a job and I'm gonna be back in 1 week. This after 2 weeks, no, I'm gonna be back in 1 week. I thought it's okay, but then I received a message from a friend saying that if you don't come back tomorrow, they will come with the police to the school and take Iris and put her in a center because they claimed you abandoned her with practically the stepfather, the sister, and the brother. When I asked how come I abandoned her if she was with her family, she smiled and she said, yeah, but the father is not a legal tutor in papers. Okay. It's all a big, bad joke. But this is it. This is the system. A big, bad joke. And I'm trying to find a new place to live, to get a job, because here you cannot start from scratch so easily. You have strong winters, cold weather. I cannot build a house in 1 month and move in. I would love to be able to do it, but for the moment I have to rent a place, get a job, clear my so-called reputation or whatever freaking call it these days, get the custody back from the Spanish state because now they have the custody of all 3 children.
Oh, basically cannot go with your children back to Spain.
No, I cannot. I even was afraid that while crossing Europe, that the Interpol is looking for me and that I won't be able to cross the border in Romania. But everything went fine.
Wow.
I was told by a lawyer in Spain that once I'm out of Spain, they don't give a damn anymore. Because it's all about sending you away in the end. And what's most interesting is that they were born there. Okay, it's not like they were born in Romania and I went to Spain and I started asking them for money. They were born there. And Kanyar was receiving money per capita, you say, no? For each person registered to be born in Kanyar, they receive money. They existed in Spain as individuals in their papers. The village was making money because they were born there, but the parents were given only shit.
Yeah.
And instead of her, the social assistant woman, instead of saying, wow, you managed to raise 3 beautiful, healthy, intelligent, happy children with so little money, we give you a diploma, no? No, she said, no, you are dysfunctional, you are crazy, you are not a real person, we don't respect you, go back to your country. And maybe it's better for me to be here in the end. Here I have a different status, here I'm not a prostitute.